Good morning, everyone. It's E here with 25K Trading. It's 7:51 Los Angeles, 10:51 in New York City. So I just wanted to stream a little bit today because I'm, fucking stuck in the house, just like everyone else. So, waited for the 1 hour to pass, 1.5 hours to pass. Let me wake up a little bit, and I just want to thank everyone that's gonna be here today. So we're gonna come in with some trades, maybe intraday trades. But I've been finding the market pretty hard to trade intraday. As you saw the last video, I said there was going to be a large pop coming, and that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you can even call Friday a big bull rip to the upside. Now, not sure what we're gonna do here, but we're gonna see maybe we can find some intraday positions. I personally will not be trading intraday today, but maybe I can help you guys find something that you guys think what you guys would like to trade, and we can move on from there. The reason why I'm not trading intraday is because I'm really at this point looking to go long, I think. Uh, because here the short side is very unstable, as you can see, and I think that the bottom is near. I think we'll reach bottom sometime in April. Not sure if the pop from Monday's low was the actual bottom, but we'll find out in due time. But I do think, my Nasdaq 6K call, we hit 6.9K. We didn't get there, and we had this 20% pop to the upside. Now, I think the only way we'll get back up there is uh, through more news, through time. Um, but right now, in my opinion, things are looking pretty bleak. You have 2.2 trillion stimulus package that won't even be affected by the average American probably from 1 month from now. For example, that unemployment, that's plus 600 per week uh, benefit, or the $1,200 payout, that probably won't come to the end of the week. So, what's up, Zero Dragon? How are you this morning? So if we had a trade this morning, I think that as I was talking, um, any short around this area would be good. Mainly because this yellow line I have here on my map is the Trump pop. So if we go backwards, I've been trading on the 5-minute chart recently, and the reason why I've been doing that is because these moves are crazy, right? The 5-minute looks like the 1 hour at times, where it can move like 1%. But if we look at the daily chart, right, we have this triangle going on here, flagpole, right? We have this head and shoulders bottom possibly, and that would be achieved probably when we hit 270. There's a high chance I think we can hit 270 from here. But then I don't know what exactly the market wants to do here on a longer time scale. Um, 270 here is a pretty big support. It's the high, the post-Trump pop, right? We have, I think the Dow already went into this, the Nasdaq, the Dow already went into this zone, if I'm not mistaken. The S&P 500 is clearly getting rejected. The market gap down actually overnight on Sunday. I said when I opened up futures, I think we're down like 1.3%. Then when we woke up this morning, it was up 1.3%. So you see that 2.6. Now we're ripping up and ripping down both ways. Um, so I'm kind of unsure of where the market wants to go here in terms of a short term kind of thing. Um, so what's up, Robert? How are you? So I'll try to jump on this intermittently, if that's a word. So tired. Um, and give maybe some more forecasts, but we do see here there is a huge downtrend that could be possibly broken to the upside. Now, I don't want to give anyone too much uh, flack for going short, but I think at this point, once again, the short position, I don't know. Any news can break. It's just not showing the typical bear market, right? How does a typical bear market go, trend upwards? It doesn't. It trends up, it trends downwards, even marginally. But we have a 3% pop in the morning, we might hear talk. So right now we see the moving averages on the arrow still bearish, right? So the green is just slow moving averages. I'm sorry, the fast moving averages. In the red is a slow. What that essentially means is that the slow ones are larger set of numbers. So includes way numbers, 200 periods back. Now my fast ones are more like the 5, 8, 12, those kind of moving averages. But we still here in the hourly, we still see it's it's quite bearish in terms of comparing moving averages against another. But I wanna show you guys something. So as we zoom out here, right? Let's go to even the 4 hour, the half day chart, right? This is SPY, SP 500 index, right? We're on the daily chart. All right, we've broken out that downtrend. We kind of made this V-shaped recovery. And if you believe in V-shaped recoveries, good for you. But I don't believe in V-shaped recoveries. I believe in round bottom recoveries, rounded bottoms. Here, this to me seems more of a retracement of the drop and a relief rally than a sustained reversal to the upside. Um, it just doesn't feel like it. I mean, the reversal was done on 2.2 trillion status. Um, Federal stimulus. I just don't know how long that'd be. It might take a month for us to get back down, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Who knows, right? But I'm not too sure of that bottom, and that's why I have not bought into my equities long. And when I buy into my equities long, um, I'm probably not gonna even look at them. Like I'm just gonna accumulate, accumulate, accumulate because that's where I want my portfolio to be, back from cash to long equity positions. Yeah, the short side essentially is making me some money, but it's not type of trading that I want to focus on. Type of trading I want to focus on is more of the investment kind, because when I first started doing this, um, we like to day trade, right? We would like to swing trade. I prefer swinging and long-term trades now. Just because it's a lot easier to deal with. Just for comparing, my first 3 years of trading versus my last 3 years of trading, the amount of it's much easier when you go long because you're supported by the Fed, you're supported by the politics, supported by a lot of different things out there that all want the market to go up. No one actually wants the market to fall. This is why I thought the trade war was bullshit because, and honestly, I don't think any American or any Chinese really wanted a trade war. It's just essentially a pump and dump. Trump is pretty good at pump and dumping. And that's why I think this one is right here, this last week or so, the complete pump and dump. Well, I don't think it's a pump and dump. It's just a pump and slowing of the decline. I think eventually we will come back down to, you can't, this is ridiculous. I'm fucking going crazy already at 2 weeks of staying home. This is getting crazy. So I think that, the herd mentality, I believe in American medicine. I believe in medical, how America can further itself. Um, but yeah, so today, this is the action going on. If you look at the 4 hour, not a lot going on. We still have the rejection candle from yesterday that hasn't been breached. I mean, I'm sorry, from Friday. We're still looking at this. We have the 1 hourly showing a rejection too. It's all showing us a rejection as well. So if we do bullish back up to 259, I think that could be a good short as long as this candle holds here. But we have 30 minutes or so for the candle to print, 29 minutes. We gotta wait for that because again, reaching in from knowledge algorithms are timed. So likely in the beginning of this hour and the end of this hour, a lot of the action will happen. And between it will be the trending. For example, if you look at the 5 minute, you'll see it's all mechanical trading right here. This period, yeah, even really from, let's see, from the dip from like 10, 11 pretty much. That whole driven upwards is just mechanically up on channel. And then I'm not too sure where this drop factors in, but what's been doing is it's either making a bull or bear flag. And as soon as the bull flag breaks down or breaks to the upside, it will immediately be tested. And if it's tested, it will keep going higher. That's why you can see that squeeze a little bit up in time. It's because the day traders are seeing the pattern break and chasing it. Now, I don't like to trade like that because the movement is too large here. It's too large for my comfortability. It might look like it's going up a little bit here, but these are 1% swings on the index, which is crazy to me. Don't like trading like that. I like stability, right? If we're going down, let it stay down. If it's going up, let it stay up. Right now, in the last 4 days of trading, 3 days, um, it's sideways. We're sideways since the 25th, pretty much. Post the 25th, since 25th ran this up. So right now we gotta look like if it's distributing or it's accumulating more for the next leg up. Now, bigger chart looks like it's accumulating, and that's, I think, going against the trend. So going against public opinion would be this is going up. But I don't know how far the coronavirus can drag actually, because again, that's undetermined. We have the Fed, um, we have the government. The question is, once again, um, how much are we willing to let this go up just from the stimulus package? And again, everything is based on earnings, supplement human earnings, but can you supplement equity earnings? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think there's enough money. The 2.2 trillion, first of all, is not enough. Um, Not enough at all. But anyways, I'll leave this on the hourly chart because it's giving me a headache. The five, I never really wanted or liked trade from the five, but I find myself switching to the five more often the last few days, just because I don't know, it just moves so fast. It's crazy how this thing moves. Yeah, at least in 2016, the point movement wasn't that much, right? So if you're trading futures or something like that, you're probably getting destroyed. Like for example, last Friday's close where it just dumped last like 20 minutes or so. That is like something, unless you had a stop loss on, would be a huge loss if you're trading with a $10,000 account, even 20, 25,000, right? Because you're 4 times leveraged. I'm sorry, you're not more than 4 times leveraged. A contract at the S&P is probably like what, 100, 140K. You can buy that with $500. So you guys hear me all right? Everything is all good? Yeah, I do agree. The leverages are pretty nuts, right? All right, sorry guys. I apparently lost the stream, and OBS does not work as well as I wanted to on my Mac. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get. I have okay. So I converted everything over to Macs. Everything I run is on Macintosh. Uh, I have iMac, MacBook Pro, everything, right? Fucking iPad Pro, right? So, uh, forgive me. I'm gonna try to get this stream as best as I can. So here, so that's you can do the Trump short right now, or it's gonna break to the upside. I don't think they're gonna break it to upside because it's just gonna get shorted down to oblivion. They need news to support this. Good morning, everyone. What's up? I've been talking a lot, so I talked a lot. I didn't realize the stream was off. So, um, John, what's up, John? And yeah, I heard a lot of people. I think was it another one was like lupus or something like that. That too as well. I actually went into my medicine cabinet because I did go to Africa. Um, I think 8 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know. I forgot when, but I had a malaria shots and everything. And I looked at my cabinet. I actually had anti-malaria medication, but it wasn't that one, unfortunately. So I thought it was pretty funny. I was like doing everything I can, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago when they announced this drug, see if I had something in the medicine cabinet. You guys are getting feedback? The European close is coming right now. So we should have more numbers come around 10 and 1.5 hours. We should get the Spanish and Italian numbers. I'm gonna go ahead and look at my sources real quick because this is what I've been doing for the last like X amount of weeks. It's um, pretty much just looking at the data. As stupid as it sounds from Reddit, people can pay a lot of money from Bloomberg, but much rather get first account videos from online forums such as Reddit, because it provides me the fastest information, good source information. We got to be aware of the bullshit out there on the websites. So if you can recognize what's bullshit and what's actually real information, that's good, right? Personal opinions do not count. Personal stories do not count. You need the macro look. Once again, this is a 5 minute chart. Don't get too excited by these movements. So I'm using my AirPods. Maybe if I lean back like this. Yeah, John, I'm gonna use my iMac tomorrow. I'm gonna hook it up directly to the Ethernet. Right now I'm using my MacBook Pro just to stream my screen. Tomorrow I'm gonna set this latency down for a little bit lower. Right now I'm streaming, I think at a higher quality that it really needs to be because we're just looking at numbers. We're not looking at my pretty face. So tomorrow I'll move around the latency stuff. But essentially this is what I want to do. I want to throw one trade on the screen. I want you guys to look at it. We can talk about it and see if it works intraday. I don't like intraday. I already gave my opinions on the long term. Long term is down. Um, the V-shaped bomb will not work in my opinion. Yeah, my internet is supposed to be really good right now, Robert, but for some reason, I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike and League of Legends just because I have nothing to fucking do. Can't go even go outside. So, um, I can totally see my internet connection suffering a lot in the last few days, and I have really good internet. So would I buy natural gas? So natural gas and oil, I'm looking for a 25 more percent greater in oil before I buy natural gas. I really don't have any sort of feeling towards natural gas. Nothing really much at all. Um, but it's so cheap right now. How could you not buy below 1.6, right? I'm still looking for maybe a capitulation that could not be there. If you're a buyer, maybe you want to sell puts on UNG. That's the idea. Selling puts on UNG or USO where you want to take the execution if it dips below that, because the premiums are high, right? So I think that a very good thing can do, sell options. If you're really looking for a lower price, sell a ton of options. Here's the pop, right? So we're looking if that new high will go up. So that's probably the best short you'll have today, in my opinion. The best long, go look on the retrace. But the best long is probably already gone from this morning from that gap close. Um, you know what? Again, if it does not dump today, we still have a lot of the trading day left. We have more than half the day left. If it does not dump today, do not go short. It just like that doesn't make sense to me because we gapped down 1% overnight and we fill that pretty fast and we're on the verge of a bullish breakout. But we're essentially shorting the top at this play right here on the screen is shorting the top of that triangle to get it back down to the bottom part of the triangle, right? If we measure this move, per day move, 253, 258, 5 point pop, 256, 261. So we're on 260, 261. It's the measurement of that flag. Okay, so I just want to say once again, I'll be really scared if the Fed decides go ahead and also buy equities as well and ETFs, which they said they would already do if it comes to be necessary. That scares me, um, really as a bear, because anything can happen then, right? Money's fake, money is just man-made. If we want the price to be 1,000 instead of 100, we can make it that way. Yeah, Robert. So gold made a huge reversal. So if you haven't heard on the news, which I'm sure you have because I know you're pretty up to date, is that gold physical has been not it's hard to buy physical gold, and that sorry, I was messing around with my inputs here. It's hard to buy physical gold, but um, everyone's shorting paper. So if you bought gold like I did a few years ago, you know, little gold bug I was back in the days, uh, well, you got out like a bandit and you hoard your gold while everyone has coronavirus. Maybe the gold will kill off the virus. Oh no. So I just got a text from someone that says BA is finally falling. So let me see about BA since this is pulling upwards. Okay. So BA gap down here. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't gap down. Gap down a lot actually. So this is the hourly on Boeing. The reason why the markets have gone up, you guys can think Boeing, head and shoulders, very similar kind of chart when it comes to that. I think that Boeing come up and do something like this, do something stupid like this, because it wants to retrace to this breakdown period. Uh, but I think as long as Boeing wants to go up, I think American consumers will have high confidence going forward. But Boeing's one of those stocks I said right here, hitting my clones, 92, 93 exact, right? I wanted to buy this. It's out of my hands instead, and I lost out on 100% gain here. But that's not really, I don't really care about that because that money is just government loan bailout. I mean, like, imagine how much money they'll lose from this market cap going back down and how much money they're going to get from the bailout. Fucking stupid, right? Like, essentially, Trump just provided, in my opinion, one time it was a pump and dump, and then the market's just going to take the money away from the stocks, right? You hear about people getting laid off, right, after they get the bailout. You see the what the JFK Art Center or whatever. I have a friend that works in the museum sector. She says she gets a lot of funding from that uh, entity, but it, what we really need is the jobs. It doesn't need the funding or paying rent, right? People need to get paid, and I think a lot of people, even with a 600 bill, 600 per week extra on unemployment, are actually making more than they have previously before they're employed. So that's gonna be a little pickle of an issue because that was brought up by some Republicans as a possible kind of issue. See, Robert, I don't see it as that. I see that if the demand doesn't come back, I don't really care about the bailout, how much it is. You know, if no one's riding airplanes, you can bail them out as much as you can, but it won't work because they're not flying any passengers. Right, I am in Los Angeles right now. I've been trying to fly back to Philadelphia. Actually, I'm supposed to be in Hawaii right now. Supposed to be in Hawaii what's it, Oahu? So that trip is obviously canceled because of the coronavirus. But what I want to say is that um, I was gonna say, you know, people aren't flying. People simply aren't flying. Boeing, you know, you have Airbus. So if Boeing wants to climb, I think everything is gonna want to climb. You notice in the last 10 minutes, Boeing did break out, right? So we have this breakout in Boeing, and it's probably gonna go for for the 50% gap. So let's go back to SPY. Yep. We have the pop on SPY too on the 5 minute. What I also realized was that the Dow was leading last week. Now the Nasdaq is leading this week. So it's almost like they're rotating through each of the indexes once a week. Rotate through the Nasdaq, through Dow, find reasons to pop up each one. Right, we're making medical advances. Pop up the Nasdaq, SP 100. Right, the Dow is making bailouts. We're getting the Dow's getting bailouts. Pop up the Dow, pop up the S&P. Right. I'm gonna change the latency real quick. But I'm gonna